Surveyors are able to acquire a number of attributes while out in the field. With V26, users are able to set up, create and import all picked up surveyed attributes with ease. In this video, we'll be looking at how to import an already attributed file and the export options available to you. First off, you're going to want to drop down attribute data and then select the import XML or JXL of your choosing. In this case, I'll be working with a Leica XML file, so that is the one I will run. Next, you're going to want to browse for the file that you wish to work with. In this case, I'll be working with this one down here, so I'll double click that to select it, and then I can go through the options. First off, you're just going to want to confirm that your settings are correct. I am working with an ELF dataset here, so that's the one I'm going to use, and I don't wish to create survey strings in this circumstance. Next, we are going to create a project database to store the data tables contained on each point of the XML file. Because the import process will automatically create all the required data tables, let's try selecting the XML JXL schema to use in this project. The schema here does not contain any data tables, so the project will only include the data tables originating from the XML selected. From here, I'm going to go OK, and then I'm able to import all of my data into the drawing using import points. It'll ask you if you wish to create survey strings. If you have strung your survey in the field, make sure you go yes, but in this case, the survey has not been strung, so I'll select no. From here, all of your points and survey strings will be attributed, and you can go ahead and do any edits. To do edits, you can drop down attribute data, and if you're wishing to work on an individual scale, you can go the edit point or edit string attribute options to edit on an individual level. From here, follow the command prompt and then select enter to access the viewer. If you wish to switch the attribute table currently assigned to the selected object, simply use the drop down here, select the one you wish to change it to, and then go change table. It'll then ask you to confirm, and then your table has been switched. If you wish to edit on a more global level, you can drop down attribute data and this time go table viewer to access the global version of this. Each of the tables that you see here have been created via the XML that we imported prior. If we switch down to something with a bit more data, in this case we'll go tons, we can see that we have a number of different fields attached to these Kogo points, and we are able to freely edit these. These can be done by simply selecting in the box and then entering a value. Or if you wish to do this on a larger level, you can use the Control or Shift keys to select multiple fields at once, and then use Override Selected to quickly edit these as needed. Let's now explore some outputs that include your attributed data. First, let's look at creating a table of information. One way to achieve this is to copy the attributed data fields and apply them as point properties. From there, we can then create a table using these point properties. To do so, we're going to go sync to Kogo properties. Once this has been run, we are then able to look at point groups. In this case, we're going to go down to Contourable, as that's one we're going to work with. And now we're going to use a custom property list. So I'm going to use this toggle here and go set up property list. And then I'm going to go searching for one that's already been set up. Now you can see here one that's listed as tons. That's one we're going to use for today. And you can see that we have name, code, description, role, and timestamp set up and ready to go. So we're going to go apply here. And then if we have a look, we can see that description and role have been attached to all the points that have those fields attached to them. From here, we are able to use a number of export options seen here, but in this case, we're going to output out a CAD table, select the location, and we can see that we now have a table housing name, code, description, role, and timestamp, the properties that we set up using the setup property list. If you are working with GIS data, you are able to export this out using the Export to GIS command found here. This will export out a number of files with the name of the attribute tables, along with differing tables for both your points and your strings.